Hello, 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 and welcome. So today we are removing things from my stream because I had great ideas of how to make this look better, I hope. That should just go away. All right. Welcome in, y'all. Hi. We are today going to be working on some SwiftUI views. I recently started an app in Xcode last week again. Gonna get that opened up here. And we are gonna be working with it and watching it and working on it and getting some SwiftUI tests in. I haven't really done anything inside the app, like view-wise at least. I do have some drawings that if we get adventurous, we can go and do, or I can go and start building. But I really want to try to take like a test-driven development approach here. So, you know, you gotta, for test-driven development, the first thing you do is you write the tests first, which drives your development, and then you pass the tests. And that's how it kind of works back and forth. So the very first thing I need to do is actually get some testing involved with it and get some testing in it. Today we're gonna be using it's a library called View Inspector. It's an open source library. You can find it on GitHub, all that good stuff. Then on the, wow, I just completely blanked. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get that added in. I have it open here. Bear with me while I make sure windows still look correct here. They do. I love when stuff like decides to work correctly. Cool. All right, and then up here it's not right. Firefox. There it is. All right, so up in the top right corner we have, I should probably label these. Xcode and then Firefox. I know it's a very little box right above me, but alas, that's where it lives. So that's Firefox. I could make it bigger, I guess. Oh no, go back. I should probably block Xcode, right? That would make sense. So it can't move. I'll go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger so we can see it, at least the fact that it's there, so we can see what I'm referencing. Cool. I think other than that, everything is a-okay. All right, awesome. So let's get started. I haven't added I haven't added stuff to it. So the first thing we need to do, well, I'm actually gonna Google I was trying to get this working earlier a little bit of like how exactly does it work? Because I've never used it. I came across it and I read about it. Oh, hey Cynthia, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There was a little Sydney. Yes, there was. Where did he go? Where did GitHub go? Okay. How'd that happen? Anyway, what is up, Cynthia? How are you? Thanks for dropping by. We're trying to get back into Tuesday night streams on Twitch itself. Probably gonna, I've noticed that a lot of people are going from Twitch to YouTube. And I was doing my Tuesday night streams on YouTube, but I decided to take a slightly different approach and go and switch them over to Twitch instead. I like the community aspect. I feel like the community on Twitch is just a lot more like inviting and talkative, but maybe it's just because I'm not big enough on YouTube. I don't know. But feel free to, you know, join me on YouTube as well at some point. Like, come watch my videos on YouTube if you want to. Super fun, super neat. First thing I need to do though, actually, real quick before I do this, is get rid of the stream elements going into the chat. There's no reason for them to do that. Sorry, y'all. Where'd that go? Streaming tools, overlays. Widgets only. And under stream chat. Settings. Stream elements should not be in there though already. Did I even spell it? Is the issue that I didn't spell it right? Like, what is... No, it's spelled right. I don't know what's going on. Okay, whatever. Wait, stay on page. Save. Maybe I didn't save it. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. All right, anyway. But that being said, we do need to, first off, real quick, I do want to say thank you to the couple of people. I got a slew of followers while I wasn't online necessarily and just chit-chatting some other people's streams. So I do want to say thank you for you guys that did come over and follow. Like, that was awesome. All right. But now let's, I really appreciate it, but now we need to get this one added in. So let's do it. Let's get these added. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me exactly how to install the package. You kind of have to like figure it out on your own, which is totally fine. Like, it's all doable. So let's get that added. So if we go here and go into the auto tracker part itself, then we are gonna go into, is it frameworks, libraries? I didn't add tests when I did this. So that's gonna be the first thing is, why did I not add tests? To Swift to iOS app. I don't know what's wrong with me. I understand. No big deal. It's all good. Like, you're here. You're here. You're joining. You're playing some games. Like, it's totes fine. Have some fun. Are you playing Animal Crossing? I'm gonna guess you're playing Animal Crossing. That's what Katie's playing. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So, like, but how do I add tests to an existing app in Xcode? To an already existing project. Thanks, Stack Overflow. All right, so first thing is go to File, up in the top left, then you hit New. Then in here, there's a target. You choose target. And I don't know how I'm so wired, but here it is, unit testing bundle. So we're gonna do unit tests. We're not gonna do UI tests. Difference being UI tests, usually you're like tracking the user flow. Unit testing, you're testing that one specific piece. So that's why we're gonna do unit testing. I promise I do not know what is in me right now, and I'm all like boom, boom, boom. That is apparently what I am. All right, auto tracker tests. Cool. Easy. Done. That actually did not need claps whatsoever, but here we are. I did them anyway. All right, host applications there. View inspector, add to project. Let me make sure I can build. I was having an issue earlier where like I couldn't even build with tests in here, and I again don't know exactly why. I just couldn't. But looks like build was successful, so that's good. Runtime, okay, so project farm. That's not what I wanted. Anyway. And I gotta choose what target to hit. Okay, so let's hit in here. Let's go to the general, because you have to add the Swift package dependent Swift package manager. Whoops. Okay, so after you hit add package button, it downloads the repo and then shows a pop-up where you can choose the add target. So file, packages. So there's no package. Add packages. I just skipped over it. Haha. View inspector. We always want to stay on the master branch. I'll just do branch. That's fine. Add package. All right. Well, I hope everyone's having good Tuesday, right? Is it Tuesday? And then which target do we want to add it to? This is where I went wrong last time. You want to make sure you add it to whatever target has your tests. Your tests are going to be separate from your actual iOS app. Cool. And now I think if I hit Command B, we're going to build. Indexing, processing our files. What do we got here? And is it gonna work? I hope it works. That would be great if it did. Yes. It sure did. It sure did work. All right. So I just really want to try to test. This content view is a lot. So like if I run the app, like we'll see what happens here. Let's just run it, see what happens in the app itself. It's launching. It's going to take a little bit to launch. Oh. You know, since upgrading to Monterey, my Mac Mini has been running at 100%, like, and like 100% like CPU, like or CPU usage, which is insane. Like I used to never hit 100%. And like, why is it taking so long to get the simulator open with nothing? It's barely just running right now. I don't know why. I wish I did. Oh, what's wrong? Fetch do. Could not extract a string from there. Okay, well, how about we pull out dot. Because it used to be date. Oh, nice. Hades. I mean, I say nice. I don't actually know what it is, but I'm assuming it's nice. I think I've seen you play it like once or twice before. But yeah, everyone's into that. Animal Crossing again, though, I know. Boom. Okay. I see. So we got that item at Jeep. Haha. So we can add things. Okay, so basically it's a list. So basically how this is, it's just a list. This is the built-in UI, so it's just a list. It has the capability to delete, fetch items, that kind of stuff. This is just built whenever you start a new project with core data and CloudKit. Edit allows you to do something to the items so you can delete them without having to swipe. That kind of deal, which is nifty. Now, what are we gonna do? How do we make this different? Well, let me tell you. What we're gonna do now is actually move the simulator so I can still see it. All right, what we're gonna do is we need to add a thing here. We need to add, we know it works. We know what it looks like now. We can probably even see what it looks like more inside this wonderful canvas. Maybe, I don't know. If I hit resume, what happens? Nice. The update to Animal Crossing, that's what I've been told. It's super fun. I haven't picked it up since that one time I said I was going to start over and play again. I think maybe Katie's played my Animal Crossing since then so that she could move things over, but that's all I know. All right, so like I said, we will need these unit tests at some point, so we'll just make a new file. Because I do, like I said, I want to do test driven development. Like I actually want to do like test drive what I do next. Excuse me. Like outside of core data stuff. But first things we need to do is that, but I wanted to focus on view testing. So the first thing we need to do is add a new unit testing file. I'm going to call this, and this is just so that I know like how this is going to work. Content view tests. Subclass it. Yeah, please. And yes. All right. We can actually, because we don't really care about all of these, that's getting tested in the auto tracker test. We can delete all these. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. All right, so inside here, the first thing we need to do I want to do something real quick. I want to commit this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and commit this, add it to my GitHub. And then what we're also going to do though is what we're also going to do adding tests is we are going to make just a new let's just make it, delete this. I know I just made it, but we're gonna delete it. We're gonna right click, new file, unit test. This is gonna be the let's just do it from the get-go. Garage view. Yeah, garage view tests. Subclass, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna first things first, let's import a view inspector, then drag that over actually so I can see it better. Aha. Then what are we gonna do? At testable import auto tracker. That way we can test actual auto tracker, right? Great. Now the next thing we really need to do is we need to actually make garage view, which we don't have, but that's okay. We're gonna make it. We need to make garage view actually like extend the inspectable protocol. So we're gonna go ahead and write that in here, and it's gonna get mad. That's okay. This is part of test-driven development. You write what you need to write, and then it gets mad, and then you have to go fix it. That's how it works. Garage view inspectable. And it actually wants all these to be inside a final class. All right, so we already can't find, so how test-driven development works is test drive what you're gonna do. So because I'm already getting this error of cannot find scope, we're gonna pause here and then make some new views and make some new files. So right click, new group, views. We're gonna make this easy. And then, let's just call this garage. Right click, new view, and we'll call it a SwiftUI view. Garage view. And now it should find it if I build it again. It should be able to go find everything. Cool, we have found it. That is what we needed to do because it needs to be able to go find it. It needs to be able to go and like find it. So the error went away. So now we can continue on with the day. As per usual. So we're gonna be running so the next thing is we're gonna make this a final class. I'm just gonna follow the instructions over here, the guide up at the very top. You know, I don't really know if people use test-driven development that much for UI testing, but I am going to for the most part, just because of how SwiftUI, just because of how much SwiftUI is state-driven. I'm going to try to do that for the most part. Because then if you're building it this way and like with the pre-canvas, you don't necessarily have to be locked into the user flow as much. And I want to separate things as much as separation of concerns with this app as much as possible. I think it'll be okay. We shall see what happens though. I don't know if people really do this a lot out in like the real world much, but I'm gonna do it here because I really wanted to try testing SwiftUI. I really wanted to try testing some SwiftUI views. I've never done it before, and I thought this would be a good way to do it. Oh, hide. And welcome, Michaela. Welcome in. I think you were in Avier's stream the other day, right? I believe. And thank you for the follow. I see you're on the list of people who followed me recently, so thank you. But we're gonna try TDD for SwiftUI views. I mean, why not? It's just state at the end of the day. It's like what's really presented. So, you know, if I'm gonna try to do this correct, do this part, like, might as well. All right, so yep, that's exactly what I have in there now in that garage view. Weird. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, welcome. I thought so. Go away. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, the YouTube channel is pretty fun. This is actually why I also wanted to do SwiftUI view testing. I mean, SwiftUI views testing on the stream, because I'm actually wanting to do it as a YouTube video because I think it's a neat idea. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and this is just like a free, I mean, this is just an open source library I found that's supposed to make it easier to test views. So we'll see how this goes. I can't say it's gonna be easy. I can't say it's gonna be easy, and I can't say it's gonna be like right up my alley, but we will try. All right, so content view, inspectable I have. Now we need to write a test. I'm gonna get rid of these tests because I don't need them, right? I don't think. All right, so we'll just I don't think I need them. No, I shouldn't actually need them, but we're gonna it makes me nervous to delete the setup and teardowns because I have done them before with tests, but we'll see. Okay, so let's just comment them out for now. I think that would probably be the best thing to do. What's going? Oh, what is going on? Stuff is lagging, and I'm not a fan of it. Like, okay, but like, what is? Okay, that makes sense. No, okay, thanks for confirming that I can delete setup and tear down. I've not done that before. This is actually a brand new app so what's the app I'm testing? This is a brand new app I'm making. I kind of like said on the stream that I'm not really like, I haven't really tested with the other apps with a production app. This is something that I'm doing. Why is Spotlight at 33%? That just makes no sense. At least I don't think it makes sense. Eham makes sense. Yeah, so this is sorry, I was really thrown off by the fact that I've been running like at like 70% and it's like super low. So this is a brand new app I'm building. It's gonna be like an auto maintenance tracker, like a car tracker, so you can track like your maintenance, oil changes, fill ups, car washes, basically anything you want. Actually, you can put in here that pertains to your car. I guess you could like that's the main thing. It's going to be like pertaining to your car. So this is a brand new app I'm building from scratch. I figured it'd be a good time to actually try test-driven development, since I'm wanting it to like expand. I want this app to actually be like it's my first not super niche app. It's my first not very focused app, like on a very targeted people. So I wanted to make this one kind of like foolproof, start the test-driven development, start some best practices, stuff like that. So it's kind of pretty new. All right, so, and thank you again for confirming those deletes. I thought I could. I just, sometimes I get a little bit weird just making sure that it's going to work correctly. So in test, we'll just copy exactly what it says here. Just copy the test string value, throws, what set system under test equals garage view here. Value equals try system under test dot inspect dot text dot string. Okay, so basically what happened here is we're using this dot inspect, which came from the view inspector itself. And then it grabs the text inside that, and then it grabs the string inside that. Basically, this view inspector is really built off like I read about it a bit. It's built off, like you can inspect a SwiftUI, like there's protocol, there's like APIs and stuff written for you to actually inspect like the SwiftUI like structure. And that's basically exactly what's happening here, is that you can like travel into that structure. And so someone a lot smarter than me like figured out how to do that. It makes it possible to write all these tests, which is pretty neat. And then we can say xct assert string. So that's just going to test if it's a string. Oh, it's assert value. Duh. This is what happens when I just copy. And like we can just say, does it actually match hello world? Expected. Oh, so that's actually saying defaults to locale, which is a global, extracts the formatted locale string. Oh, yeah. Assert equal. There we go. So now if we actually have it as an equal, that should be right. Yep, you were totally right. You were one ahead, like just a smidgen smaller. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Since we're just overwriting. I hit the wrong button for testing. Haha. Test. Yes, I did totally mean assert equal. And now it's gonna run the tests. And we got check marks. So that was super easy to get going. So we just check the box and make sure that the inspect text string actually works, which is great. So the garage view is actually going to end up being a list of views. So what is inspectable? What can I inspect with it? So I just gotta figure out like what's the next thing. So like the garage view is gonna be like a list of all your cars that you have open that you can have. It's neat. I mean, it is what it is. It's gotta be what it's gotta be. Oh, nice. Awesome. Congrats on the new job. First off, let's do some claps. And then also, yeah, unit testing. Unit testing. It's so much. It's great. I'm actually like, I really want to get like unit tests. Like, so at my work, we do a lot of like at my work, basically we're just a React house. Like we just do React app at work. And so there's a lot of React testing. and I'm like the only one that like does mobile, which is fine because we don't actually have a mobile app. So I'm just like, I'll learn like how testing actually works and then go from there. Like how testing works in iOS, because I'm sure it's gonna be somewhat similar, like the language changes, but like if we're doing any type of TDD, like this makes sense to have here. But you're researching unit testing. So I mean, if you found my YouTube channel, you probably found a couple videos that I did over unit testing, just like how to make them, how to very basically make them. But what I used for unit tests, for a lot of that unit testing stuff, hacking with Swift. Hey, Paul87X, welcome in. Thanks. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully you find them good. Thanks for finding on YouTube and hopping over here. Hopping with Swift testing. So there was the testing Swift, I think. Yeah, so testing Swift. Now let's go here. Hold on. Give me a second and we'll get this right. So testing Swift was super duper easy, super duper like helpful. I have read through a couple of the chapters, like the chapters I just wanted to skim through and find on what to do with them. Highly recommend this book, Testing Swift. And then also another one that was super helpful was Swift by Sundell. Unit testing. Super great like a super great like blog series over unit testing. Talks all about them and all that kind of stuff. So like definitely recommend, like if you don't want to spend the money on it yet, definitely like Swift by Sundell is a great I'll drop the link in the chat actually, because I think that's like a great resource to have in there. Yeah, so like highly recommend like these articles. Paul Hudson on Hacking with Swift also has some articles on it. But I found the Swift by Sundell a little bit better for like actually understanding like the bare bones of like how tests, like different testing, like thoughts on how to formulate your tests and stuff like that. So I highly recommend that. And of course, like, yeah, I love giving out resources whenever we have them available, because that's how I learned, was through all of that. Oh yeah, Swift by Sundell, huge, always a huge resource, most definitely. And then Paul Hudson's Hacking with Swift is also another great place to go. And there's also been, if you're doing SwiftUI by Mahid, is that it? Yeah, Swift and Mahid. That's also another one. He doesn't have he hasn't actually put up a lot of like testing stuff, but swiftwithmahid.com is also a good place to go. Most of my YouTube videos also go into blogs, and that's cctplus.xyz. Let's see, I missed some in here real quick. Again, thanks for catching the YouTube. I appreciate it, and hopping on over here. And Alex, welcome into a stream. Yeah, you are catching a stream of mine this late. So it is a decent time. Purely, I actually usually used to stream, fun fact, I used to stream on Tuesdays at this time, but things got a little bit weird. Not weird. I was trying to figure out, do I want to Twitch? Do I want to YouTube? I don't know. So then I would only stream Tuesday nights on YouTube. And then like Monday, Fridays, or any other times would go onto the, any other times would actually go onto Twitch. And like usually that just means like early morning. So I usually do 6:30 a.m. Like I start my streams, and by like 7:50 to 8, and that's what happened. And like that's when I would stream, which is fine. But then I also like have all this like pent up, like I want to keep working type deal, like in the evenings. So here we are tonight working on more. But also so here we are working on more in the evening time this time. And I don't have a laptop. Like I am one of those that are patiently waiting not patiently, but not so patiently waiting for the new release of Swift Playgrounds, because I want Swift Playgrounds on my iPad because they don't have it yet. So like I really just want Swift Playgrounds to be on my the new version that they teased at WWDC. I want that to exist on my iPad so I can actually work on my apps on my iPad Pro, since I don't have a laptop like at the house. Since I don't have a laptop like personally, I have a MacBook through work, but I don't have one personally, and I'm trying to keep this off of that just so that it's like, you know, a little bit self-contained. Do I find streaming helps me stay consistent or learn better / more? Yeah, so actually I did. I find that if I stream, I actually work a lot more on my apps than I do if I don't stream. It's part of that is because I don't have a laptop that I just want to carry with me to the couch to just work on like while TV's going. The other part is because like you probably can't see in the chat, but like Michaela had actually helped me out and pointed out that like I needed a different XCT assert equal here. So like right here I had the wrong asserting for the unit testing, and because of that, like I've actually had people come in and help me out, just like give me pointers if I'm doing something wrong, maybe I missed something. Like people are really helpful, so that's actually pretty useful for this. Like it's been super helpful. And then it also, like I said, does help me stay consistent. So if I set aside these times for streaming, then that means I'm at least getting an hour of work in, every Monday and Friday, and Tuesday evenings. Tuesday evenings I'm a lot more flexible on, but I'm at least getting that time in, and I'm not trying to like take it from anywhere else. So it's not a lot of time, but it's a little bit of time to help me get going. So it makes me more consistent. I learn from other people, and you know, I'm hopefully helping others at the same time. What do I use to stream? Yeah, so I use it's a whole mess that I have here that's way overkill, I'll be honest. I have an A6600, a Sony like A6600. So basically what you need to start streaming is like a webcam basically, and then like OBS software on whether it's Mac, PC, and I think OBS even works on Linux. But and I've actually in the past year and a half have used it on all three. But currently I am using a M1 Mac Mini with the I'm using the M1 Mac Mini, 16 gigabytes of RAM in it. So it's basically the spec'd out Mac. It's the spec'd out Mac Mini with a 512 gigabyte storage, and that's just. And I have two monitors going to it basically. The mic is a Rode Pod mic. And it goes into, it's an XLR mic that goes into the Rodecaster. Rodecaster's way overkill for this. I like it though because it has the sound pad, so I can do that. I can very easily like bring up and down like volume as I need to. Like when people follow or whatever, I like to play noises because why not have fun? But that's basically, and that's what I use to stream. Like I said, you can get started with any computer. I found that the only issue that I had on a laptop was the 13-inch MacBook Pro base model touch bar version. So the 2016 first generation of the touch bar, that was the only one that really, really struggled with streaming. With streaming and coding at the same time. Once I got a second computer in the mix to actually stream on, like that was smooth sailing from there on out. But currently it's just the Mac. It's just I'm just streaming off a Mac Mini and coding on the same computer. It's totally perfect for it. Like I hit a little bit of a snafu like getting that simulator to open, but it was fine. Dude, do it. I recommend. And this also goes for Michaela as well, but I highly recommend that if you want to work out in the open, like do it. Like it's done nothing but make me better at talking out loud and speaking. Oh, I say it's made me better and then I have to go back and think about it again. it has made me better at talking through what I'm actually learning. Because, you know, whenever you're talking through, you actually have to explain what you're doing, and like explaining what you're doing is the best way to learn it. Because you read it, you process it, you say it out loud again to make sure you process it right, and then you actually implement it. Like, it has helped like immensely. Like streaming, YouTube channel, whatever it is, like even blogging, like I highly recommend just working out in the open. Completely. Your M1 Max Pro, Max Mini Max. Yep. We're all waiting for that. It is. That is exactly. It's like it is exactly like the rubber duck method for development. Except it's not a rubber duck I'm talking to. I'm just talking with you guys. Did I start programming with Swift, and how long has it taken you to develop on iOS? Yeah. So I started programming actually with ooh, I should get a quack sound effect on my pads. That would be good. Hold on. Sorry, I was reading the next comment while trying to think about how long I've been. I'm just gonna add it here. All right, sorry. I know this doesn't belong to MyWheels, but that's where it's gonna go. But all right. Oh, I love it. Love the ducks. So how long have I been programming? So I did not start with Swift. I'll be honest. I started with web development. So I'm just gonna. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This one. Haha. So I started with web development. It was a great time. I started with web development in like 2016-ish. If we want to say like hardcore started 2016. High school, I took some classes. I got a 5 on my comp sci AP test. I went to study theater in college. I took a couple of computer science classes there. Graduated in 2016. Started picking up web development so I could do something outside of like my day job. With the intent of I want to learn iOS. So I wanted to actually sit down and learn. I wanted to make an iOS app. That was my goal through all of this, learning everything. So that's what I wanted to do. Tried picking up iOS app development then, and it just went whoosh, way over my head. And you know what was really nice on a return on investment? Web development. You wrote an HTML file, you wrote a CSS file, and you got that immediate feedback back. After like a year-ish of learning that and learning like how JavaScript works and such, I was like, okay, great. I feel a lot more confident going into Swift now. I found 100 Days of Swift by Hacking with Swift by Paul Hudson, and started pushing through that. Probably made it 20 days, and then I was like, F that, I'm done. I'm just gonna go start working on projects. And I released my first app. I shouldn't have said F that. I've tried like several times since then to start this again, to start hacking with Swift again, and 100 Days of Swift or SwiftUI, and I make it to about day 25 each time, and then I just give up. And I get busy with other things, and life just happens. But I put my first app on the App Store in 2018. So I made my first app on the App Store in 2018. So that was about a year-ish of learning underneath my belt. And like I worked on that here and there sporadically. Then on the end of 2019, whenever SwiftUI was announced, that's whenever I got super hardcore into it. And I was like, I'm going to do the YouTube channel. I'm going to learn. I'm going to put it out in the open that I'm learning, that kind of stuff. And well, now we're here. And I have a second app on the App Store, and this would hopefully be my third. And this one's going to be like a subscription base and actually like run through and actually be like a reoccurring revenue, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. SwiftUI was announced in 2019. So that means, yes, I launched iHog in 2019, which was my like whole, which was like, iHog was my first paid app. And like still continuously, it makes like roughly $250 a year. So just enough to pay for the Squarespace site and just enough to pay for the Apple development like program, like the Apple developer program thing each year. So which was honestly all I wanted from it, was to cover its cost for that one. It was an app that was self-serving to me and self-serving to my job at the time, that they were like, we don't really care. We just like, if you were charging a lot more for it, like we would care, but there we are. But yeah, so that was released then at the end of 2019. And well, here we are now. That's been through like 6 or 7 versions, just continuously updating. And then we're going to start this one. Yeah, I mean, net zero was the way to go with that. I mean, I just didn't want to like, I didn't want to set my goals too high, and it was perfect. So thank you. I am glad I'm not the only one that stops at like day 20. I just feel like at day 20, I'm like, I know enough to be dangerous, so I'm just gonna go be dangerous. You tried the web dev thing for like 3 months, and then you jumped into iOS dev. Hey, that is good on you for being able to jump into that iOS world. I wish I was able to do that, but alas, I did not. I needed that web dev like jump. And also, I'm slightly happy I did that jump, because then that took me into the that gave me the background that I needed for my current job, where I'm more on like the web side of things. I'm not really coding in React a lot. Here and there I get some tickets, but I'm more on like the Webflow, like click and drag type editors. But like, I'm okay with it. You know, like I'm okay with it at the end of the day. I got that software engineering position with the company's really cool, and it's gonna allow me to grow into the React side of things if I wanted to. They're talking about iOS apps, so I'm like, or I could just focus on iOS apps and get really good at that, and then I can be a native app developer for you. Anyway, that is a really long way away from testing, but that is my story. So I hope that is exactly what you wanted from that, from that question. Where'd that go? Powell. I am sorry if I mispronounced names. I am really bad at them. All right, well, I mean, honestly, like getting this view test written, even just the basics was what I wanted, but let's try to do some more damage, I think. So let's figure out how would this work. How does it say it'll work as like a list? Whoops. So like I could, awesome. Yeah, no problem. Anytime, feel free. So like part of me also working out in the open is like, I couldn't find what I was looking for at the time. Like I couldn't find someone who had like no background whatsoever in this and wanted to like learn and figure out what they could actually do and get done in it. And so that was also part of me like learning out in the open, was like, oh man, I think I deleted those videos, but they might be on Google Drive somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find out. I might be able to find them and compile them into something for YouTube. But like you could go and find like my super old YouTube videos. Like when I say super old streams, because basically what I would do is at the end of the stream, I would just upload it to YouTube. Like I didn't care. Like it would just go to YouTube. Right afterwards, it was fun. It was great. It was a good time. Back when I didn't care about like YouTube views and such like that. Now I do, but well, I kind of do. I want it to work correctly. So we could find a view with so we can find specific views, which is kind of cool. So if I wanted to, they have a wonderful list in here. Of what we can actually do. Standard SwiftUI views are no longer a black box. You're right, they aren't. Inspectable API coverage. That's what I was looking for at the same time. Verify custom state, so we can also see like in the view model if it's logged in or not, because we can track. I think part of it is we can also check like variables and such as well in here, which is kind of nifty. All right, so let's just say I had a list. And we can grab the contained view inside the list. Okay, that's not what I want to check though. Well, I know it's gonna be a navigation view. So what can we check inside the navigation view? We can check the contained view inside. Okay, great. So let's, I'm gonna go ahead and and comment that stuff out so I have things to go by. Func test navigation view throws let's set equals garage view. And this would be a really good case of having like that setup function, the setup test. Where does this go? How does this work? I should probably just focus on Xcode since that's what we're mainly in. Can I drop the link to the site you're on? Yeah, most definitely. So here's the GitHub repo for the SwiftUI. This is the SwiftUI view inspector GitHub repo. This is what we can use for testing. He seems really I mean, not he, I shouldn't assume he. The developer seems really, really responsive and such. Yeah. There's also different guides here for different guides here for different targets if you need them. Since SwiftUI works everywhere. Actually, I'm not gonna be able to do a lot of this because I don't have the backend written, to be honest. Completely, like I don't have I don't have it in place yet to build the form. Actually, do I just want to make that view now? What time is it? Yeah, let's just go ahead and make that view now. Let's uncomment that. Garage view to basic. We'll add these. Basic garage view test. Basic garage view test works. I'll go ahead and push those up to the cloud. Let's put them on GitHub. All right. Let's add a new file with a new test. Another SwiftUI view. I'm gonna do it here. I'm doing this out of order already. Yeah, so I am actually, this will be next Monday's stream, next Monday night stream. I am going to be working on, I already have the backend thought out. I'm gonna be using CloudKit. So core data for like local storage persistence, stuff like that. With a CloudKit syncing. So like the last couple streams, and actually you can watch the last one even on the YouTube if you wanted to. Walk through model array. That's not what I wanted. This is where to go. I really like how clean it is without the file extensions inside Xcode now, but I also don't like, I don't know, it's, they all got like really in here. But this is my core data models we can see in here. And then so we have the core data models. So we're going to use core data with CloudKit on the back end so it can sync to all devices. And then I chose CloudKit because it can work inside, because it'll be easy to work inside of, like for the, like to share with other people. And like, it means I don't have to manage my own back end, which is even more amazing. Because if you heard in all of that story, I know nothing of the back end. Yes, Git Kraken I have actually really liked a lot. It has become like a really nice, oops, I can actually close a lot of these. No, just close it, it's fine. It's just really nice for like seeing all the issues and such here. I know you can't, that's totally fine. Yeah, I've been really liking Git Kraken quite a bit. So yeah, core data is going to be the back end. I could save to an array and user defaults. I really want to get, so next Monday morning, I'm going to be working on, or maybe even over the weekend. I think I might have time over the weekend to do it. Depends on how much I'm actually jamming out to Taylor. I should be able to, I'll be working on like getting the relationships and stuff actually added in correctly here. And then we'll be able to go from there. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right before, and I don't really want to like, I guess I could with fake data and keep it an array with local, like you were saying, with local stuff. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, why not? Why not? I have kind of some sketches of what I want in here anyway. So I was thinking of basically how this, you'd have two different views. Basically what happened is view number one is like if you're brand new from scratch, you can go ahead and just add a car. Like there's just a couple buttons there instead of the view. Yeah. No, you're totally right. Like, yes, just for like it totally makes sense, and it keeps me like more on track, to be honest. So like having just the, so we're gonna have two views basically here in this garage view. If the array of cars is empty, basically, then it's gonna be, then we will show just the buttons to add. If no cars added or on first launch, then we'll have what'll happen, then you get a buttons to quickly add car, truck, SUV, which will be a Jeep icon, or other. That way it's just so basically for these buttons, it'll just determine basically, so what'll happen is you go to add a car, add a car inside your garage. You have to put in a bunch of information about your car, you know, like its name, do you have a photo for the car that you want to keep track of, that kind of stuff. I think if you had a button there and you said what type or model it was, like you could have a car, a truck icon, an SUV icon, or other, which is just a generic, I don't know, maybe it's just a wheel itself, and like, and then you can go and you can add your, and then that's just the default icon. So if you don't have a picture that you want to add yet, you don't have to, but you have something that can signify differently if you have a couple different cars in your garage already. Anyway, I think that would be useful, but we'll see. Else, a list of cars that are in your garage. It also helps me to just write it out so that I have like a goal that I'm working towards to actually get done. So yeah. Cool. All right. So we know that's gonna happen. We know we're not gonna have Hello World anymore. Do I want the button view? I feel like the buttons should go into its own view, but why don't I just build it for, see, this is where I'm like test-driven development, but like I just want to build. But this is also why it has garage view. Yep, pseudocode. It definitely helps. Keeps everyone on track. It keeps the world running. Yeah, we'll just make a new file for it. Why not? SwiftUI view. We'll call this. Whoops, hit next. Add car view. Yeah, it's I go into way, Alex, I go into way over planning. I go into way over planning. Buttons to add car. What, does that even make sense? it doesn't make sense. Like what, empty garage view. Ha, that's what it is. Empty garage view. Y'all, I hate naming things. Like literally naming things is like the worst thing I could do. Yeah, no, I am like way an over planner. Like, hold on. Check this out. Like this is how much like work has gone into this. Like if I move it, will it move correctly? Ha. This is how much like over planning has actually happened. Like I haven't even started coding, but like I have to have like everything planned out. This is called Notion. It's like a really nice like wiki type, personal wiki type thing. So like I have like the GitHub repo, the public GitHub repo, my private GitHub repo, my to-dos that aren't coding, app icon. Done. iOS app. In progress. Website. At some point. Like I thought through subscription tiers. How do I want data stored? The features, which actually I'm not even using these for features. We're gonna go ahead and delete those. That's actually being kept in Airtable as my Airtable is gonna be where I go for like what work I'm actually doing. And then like my subscription tiers, that was the main thing because like I said, I wanted this to actually be like an extra source of income for me at some point. So this was actually something that I was trying to plan on. Then we have like the database info. This was a lot more filled whenever I was trying to figure out if I was going to be using like make a backend with Heroku and Postgres SQL, or if I was going to be using CloudKit and stuff like that. So I did like a pros cons list type deal here, and I had like a lot of good things to use for Heroku and Postgres. Like if someone came along and wanted to buy it, they could sell it. No one's going to want to buy this. Like it's gonna, my design is going to be awful. Like I cannot design an app worth crap, but it'll be okay. Like it'll be usable and it'll be doable. And if I'm going to charge what I'm going to charge, like it's going to look good, but like it would take a while for someone to want to buy it. Then, and then like CloudKit like literally had like 3 pros, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I don't have to run a server. I can stay in Swift, and like basically it's native to Apple, and I'm already paying for it. Like there's nothing like that's the reason why. API routes, I actually don't need anymore because I'm not going to be using an API. Yeah. So actually I'm going to go and delete those since I don't have to make my own server. I don't need this. And same here. See, it was a lot of scope, and then it was all brought down. What's going to be in my MVP? I like the idea of sharing cars. So like my wife and I, we live together, we share cars. Sometimes I take her car to get its oil change. Sometimes she takes my car to go get its oil change. You know, we need to be able to share cars so we can log that when we need to. So I have that feature being written out, and like what the idea is around it. And then releases, which also does not matter anymore because that's being handled that's being handled in Airtable for the most part. I am an over planner. It is way overthought. A lot of this had been overthought because I was a lot closer than I was. I was going to use like Firebase, and then I like ripped that out and said no. So a lot of this was for that, but I like planning. I like the idea, the thought process that goes in all of it. I'm so glad you're here for that planning, because here it is. Also part of it was if I build it really well in Notion, I can, if I build it really well in Notion, then I kind of have an idea of like what I want the website, like I kind of have an idea of what I want its website to actually look like once I have, because you have to have like an app website if you put your app on the App Store. I can either customize a really good looking Notion page, which has all of this, like already, like we have our subscription tier. Hey, can you not scratch the floor? Just lay down. I'm sorry your brother's in the bed, but lay down. Thank you. Sorry. Dogs. Yeah, no, I also absolutely love Notion, and you can double through a lot of, like you can make it like a Notion page. You can make the Notion page like public also, so I could just keep it inside a Notion page for now. And then like have like, I have this like form, like I can link the form to get like feature requests or bug reports and such like that. Like there's a lot you could do with just a Notion page and trying to keep it like no code, low cost as much as possible, like while starting out. Oh yeah, no problem. I love sharing like this kind of info, and if it's helpful for anyone, it's great. Yeah, it definitely does. I highly recommend always having some kind of plan. Like even if it was like I didn't want these, like I didn't want to necessarily save the tiers and such inside it. Like I just like, even if I didn't want to have like the subscription and stuff, having a plan of like these were the main things. I wanted to be able to track my maintenance and my gas usage and share it. That's not even here. Share with a user, with another person, and I wanted to be able to share with another person. Like those were the 3 goals I was hoping to hit out, and then I figured what else could I do in it. Yeah, just make a user. That's actually the perfect place. Where'd that go? Hold on, I had this. Trash. User stories. So like, and I got really like overwhelmed with like, what is a user story? So a user story, like I definitely agree with what Michaela's saying here. Like make a user story. How does your user actually want to, like as a user, what do you want to do in the app? Well, I want to see a list of cars that I drive. Great. Like you can literally just go through like your user stories like first and then like plan from there. And that way, yeah, completely, 100%. Like once you have the like user stuff situated, then you worry about the technical part. It makes development just a lot easier. Okay, Sydney can come in. No, you're fine. Sorry, dogs, cats, everyone's having fun here. But yeah, user stories, figuring out the non-technical aspects first, like that is the way, I mean, that's how I've done it, and I like it a lot more. The iHog, which I also, oh my god, here it is. I do a lot in Notion. iHog though is like, was my baby inside Notion. It was the first one that I had planned all the way through. Like, oh, this is wrong. This should go into previous releases now. Boom. Red X. There we go. And we can go through and you can see like through my release. I actually usually used to build my release notes inside here. But like, honestly, like this got way out of hand and this was a lot less, but how iHog was planned was nowhere near how I planned, this new one that I'm working on, MyWheels. This was purely from a technical standpoint. Like everything I wanted to build and I wanted to work on a way to do it, like I did it. Like it was literally driven by like, I knew the app would be better if I knew how to programmatically build the UI. Great, let's do that. Like it was purely driven from a developer standpoint and not from a user standpoint, so to say. And its design totally like reflects that. Like it's the bare bones, like bare bones Apple design. I actually just recently redid a lot of this, so it looks slightly better. Oh my god, Sydney. I guarantee you. wants out. That's okay, she yelled. Really. You want me to feed her? I know, they haven't gotten used to. I mean, she might. Alright, I'm closing my door. Sorry, like when the cats say it's time to go out, the cats say it's time to go out. Anyway, this was purely like a tech standpoint of like a developer driven app instead of like thinking about like what the user wants necessarily. Anyway, all right, back to at hand. What am I doing? I am making a list. I am making that empty garage view, which I actually sketched out. So this is like kind of like what I'm planning for like that like empty garage view here. Idea. Yeah, it totally is the autonomous chair. I really like it. We actually have 2 of them. They work fine. They work great. I got it off a recommendation from an old coworker who like had and was just, it's great. It's been fine. It's been comfy. It's survived all through I got it. It's like a year old now, so it's actually been pretty nice. I highly recommend a good office chair. And yeah, it's the Ergonomic Pro, I think. Hold on, I have a list. I have lists upon lists upon lists of everything. Also, I just mainly I have all the lists because I did a desk setup video. So hold on. That has these all listed out. It is the Ergo Chair Pro now. Ooh, it got a lot more expensive than whenever I bought it. Also, I think I got it as I had a discount code from my code worker, and 2, I also got it with a desk, so it was cheaper. Basically, if you like buy more, you save more. We bought yes, but they were at the time autonomous was not as big as they are now, like even a year ago. So like I was able to like they were offering like 20% off if you bought a second chair and like all this fun stuff. So like I got the desk and I got the chairs, and it was expensive, but it wasn't it wasn't like $500 for a chair expensive. I think they were like probably closer to $400 to $300, I think, at the time. I highly like it though. It's nice. It's very. I also like all the give in the back. This was my first real office chair. I also used to have a $20 office chair, and then I realized working from home wasn't going to stop easily. So here we are. Remember when I said at the beginning I was going to do test-driven development, and here we are. I did not. Let's do this. All right. So if this is gonna be, so I did it as, so think of a user story as anything a user would actually want to do. So for me, that meant like a user wants to be able to add a vehicle to their garage. A user wants to be able to add a fuel up to their garage, to their car. So like it doesn't have to go super, it's just a single statement of how a user would interact with your app. Like for me, I kept it as high level. So like how high, like super high level, like that's what my previous company did for user stories, was it kept it all super high level. And then left it up to, and then then you could dive in a bit more and think about how a user would actually a user flow work. So there's a couple different terms here. So you have a user, and Michaela, you could correct me if I'm wrong, or if you have a different opinion, or if anyone else in the chat has a different opinion. So like a user story is like, how is the user gonna actually interact? So like I said, the user what the user's actually gonna do. So as a user, I want to add a vehicle to my garage. Now then you have the next step, which is your user flow, which is how does the user actually add the car to the garage, and what does that look like? So like for me, and that was done in a like notebook sketch because it was a lot easier. So like it went for here. So we open the app, then we press a button to add a vehicle. What's it look like? When you hit the add button, fills out form, like, so basically here was just like the actual like talking of the steps, and then these were the ideas of how that's actually gonna look wise, which was pretty nifty. And then I drew out the like sketches next to it. If I write a bit of a plan, would you be willing to take a look at it? Oh yeah, totally. Sure. And again, what I do is not the end all be all, but like I will gladly take a look and give you an opinion. I have opinions. That doesn't mean they're the right opinions. That's just how I've worked in the past, or how I currently work. And I've all this experience. I've only worked for 2 companies now. So it's a lot of a different thing to deal with. So my experience is not very high as it should be, I feel like, to give opinions, but I definitely will. I guess so. I mean, you can take it that way. I mean, I wasn't even on the development team on the last one. I just got to work closely with them because I was I was like a support person, so I was interacting a lot with them. Do you know? All right, I'm gonna give you another person to go check out. This should work. Shout out. I have opinions. See, like, I mean, that's the deal, is I have opinions. It doesn't mean they're right. I won't say they're facts at all, though. Where's his name? What? All right, so here's another person. There it is. Monsieur, thank you. This should work, I think. Yeah. All right, y'all. Another person y'all should really check out if you enjoy coding streams. Now, he is Monsieur B. He is also an iOS app developer. Works on SwiftUI apps as well. And his Discord, super poppin' with iOS stuff. I mean, I'm trying, but like he's got like the user flow and like a bunch of the sketches worked out and such, like, and he's doing it. I think he's doing it all on stream as well. You might want to check with him. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend checking out his streams as well. He is a cool cat. I don't know him in real life. I met him over Twitch chat, but he has been quite a big resource. And he's in my Discord also, so if y'all haven't joined the Discord, like, please do. I know some of y'all are in there, but please feel free to join and come chit chat. Well, we have 0 vehicles in the garage, so it does not matter. Man, I hope this is like a little bit of like creator side in me. I hope that a lot of what I said today is gonna be good for either TikToks or shorts, to be honest. I felt like I talked a lot. Multi-line dot center. It doesn't work that way. Okay, that's fine. I gotta give it a font first, so we'll do dot heading, font. large tile. Boom. And let's do in the weight here. Black. Oh, well, okay. There we go. Arrangements matter. Groups dot multi-line text alignment dot center. Cool. Because then I can say here add one. Cool. And then we'll just go ahead and add these another group. I don't even need a group. Wait, this can actually be a V stack. Do I want it to be 2 V stacks or 2 H stacks inside a V stack? Well, if it's a V stack, then it's an H stack, an H stack. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, why am I out? Come back. Oh man, that must be, it should be ending soon. I should end soon, actually. I have to work tomorrow. But, button. Wow, I really just want my autocompletes. Add car, label. Oh, why? Try again. What am I doing wrong? Oh, duh. Text. What is wrong with me? I got like 2 in it. I was like, yeah, I can do all this with like just strings. That's not how that works whatsoever, Megan. Truck. Yep. That was totally the issue. 100% the issue. Truck. And then we do another TV. Other. Cool. So we have a car, truck, SUV. Let's go ahead and drop in a padding dot vertical. Yeah, that makes sense because they're not all the same width. Sweet. And then we'll also drop in a spacer just to give it some breathing room. And if you haven't enabled code folding in Xcode, like I highly recommend doing it because it just makes life so much easier. Padding dot horizontal. I know that's way too far like out, but that's okay for right now. Because basically, like, I haven't added these in and made them look good whatsoever. But great. So that's just the empty garage view, which if we go into garage view itself, basically there will be a variable for vehicles. And it's going to be an array of vehicle, right? Yeah, basically we'll just have it be an empty array. And then we switch on. Nope, not switch. Yeah, that is also a good option. To make one button. And then like if you long pressed, you could see it. Add a vehicle, notes. I'll just add this as a comment. You are totally right. That is a way I could do that. How can I copy and paste? Instead of, can I edit? Ah, yes. Instead of 4 buttons to add, make 1 button and use context menu. Because basically, like if you have a list of cars, if you already have a list of cars in your garage, that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, is you're going to get a button, you'll have the plus button, and then when you hit the plus button, it's going to ask you anyway, like which car you want to add. I think this is the right way to do it. I totally think that's the right way to do it. I'm going to leave it that way for now so I can finish off like what I'm going to do here. So if vehicles.length, right? Is that right? Oh man, my wow, I am all kinds of like, ooh, if statement, Swift. You know, switching back and forth from JavaScript is real fun. That's what I thought it was. Vehicles dot length is greater than 0. Vehicle. An array of vehicles, shouldn't that have a... That should totally have a... Is that right? No, it's not length. It's count. Ha. Wow. Y'all, I think this is going to be the end of me. I think if I couldn't actually figure out how to do count. Yep. The parentheses were not needed. And then also the fact that it was not length. It was supposed to be count. You count how many things are in there. Equals 0. Yeah, language switching. It's real rough. It's super rough. I hate it. Empty garage view. Else. List of vehicles. Boom. And we could actually make this a state. For now, state private var vehicles. We can pass in a empty garage view here, call it at binding var vehicles. No wonder it was like, I don't know what this length stuff is, because guess what, they don't. They have no idea. Binding array SwiftUI preview. Oops. At binding var vehicles. Now I should be able to actually, now that I know what I'm doing. Passing data is like one of those things that's like a necessary evil. I really like, I wish there was a better way to do it. Honestly, like, there should be a better way. Oh, duh. That's supposed to be the bling, and we can make this just be an empty array here, I think. No, we're wrong. Wrong. What if I just do it at state var, and then instant member vehicles cannot be used on type preview. I hate passing data for SwiftUI previews. Just create a local static. Oh, I have to make it static. I need to take more of his course. I need to look into it more and see if that's something I need to do. I have a book by I like that when you use command space to look for iBooks and you type in iBooks, it still comes up with the right iBooks. I have this book called SwiftUI Views Mastery by Mark Moykins, I think. Big Mountain Studio, anyway. Yeah, open that link, please. Thank you. This one, and then I really like books, if you can't tell. They're helpful. And then working with data in SwiftUI, which I am gonna work through. I need to like read completely through. But this is what I'm gonna do next. I knew that he just released a CloudKit course. I am super excited for it because I'm gonna need it. I am going through Donnie Wall's practical core data book as well. Which is like what prompted this, but so at state static var is still upset at me. Why? Why are you still upset with me? I have it. I think I am. I think I have been. I wonder if it's because of how I'm declaring it. That would be silly, but maybe. Was that literally it? No, it was not. Okay. Garage view Swift. Now I'm just missing this. And bling. Vehicles. There we go. That should fix my issues. Constant. That's what I was looking for, was the dang constant. But alas, here we go. We made it not just be a constant. It's fine. I think I am part of that Slack. I might not be though. I'm almost positive I am, but why are you so upset with me? I'm almost positive I am part of that Slack. I'm part of the Apple Developer Lab Slack, which I don't think he's on. But Donnie Walls is really cool too. I was gonna clean my build folder real quick. Sweet, I'll go check it out once I'm done. Which will be soon, to be honest. Like if I can get this to build successfully, I'm probably gonna be done soon. Great. That is there. And then what we can do is on the buttons func add vehicle. Ooh, this is gonna be upset at me. I shouldn't have made this a vehicle yet. It's fine. Because I just don't want it to be a vehicle yet, because I don't want to deal with like core data and figuring out those objects and all that stuff. Purely from a like mocking type standpoint. I mean, you should only ever seen one new car. Yeah, I am. So basically all this did was it took the array with a type of string. So it's just an array that holds string. It's the same thing as typing in string array. No, that is not the right way. This is why I know it's time for bed. String with the brackets around it. Because I was doing specifically the array with the vehicle so I can make it easier. I just changed out where it said string from vehicle to string. And it should all work the same. So now if I show my canvas, resume, it's thinking. All right, so inside preview, what we're gonna do is we hit the button. I did not change any of the buttons. I love this. Instead of print add car, we'll do add vehicle. That should be enough. Now when I hit this button, it should list the vehicles. Which is exactly what it should be doing. So when you hit the button, it just changes from the if statement. So once vehicles is greater than 0, it goes to the list of vehicles. I'm going to get that committed. And like I said, next time I'm on stream, next time I'm on stream working on this app. So like Friday, I'll be streaming again, but it'll be on iHog. Yeah, Michaela, thanks for coming by and chit-chatting. And like, I'm super happy you came and chatted as well. Feel free to hop in anytime you see that notification turn on. Yeah, thanks. I'm also glad you were able to catch a stream. Hopefully it was helpful a little bit. Like I said, I have opinions. Whether or not they're the right opinions, they're just opinions. Views look good. All right, you guys, like I said, yeah, I mean, I like Notion. It's a pretty good document, a pretty good place to keep like track of this kind of stuff. If you don't need it to be like super in-depth like this, it's nice to see you too. Thanks for hopping in. Real quick before I go, if you don't need something super in-depth, like exactly like this, I also recommend Craft. If you're in the mood for like more like note keeping, but it doesn't have like these nifty, Craft doesn't have like these nifty little database things inside it. But it is really nice to keep track of like notes and stuff. Like you can link to other pages and stuff like that. Like I use it quite a bit for like actual like my content writing and like anything that I needed to like have like more long form. Notion's just nice because it's syncs because it's like web based, so I use it wherever I want to. Cool. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for sticking around and watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked what you see, then make sure you hit that follow button so you get notified when I go live next time. Also, please, if you enjoyed talking to me here and these wonderful people, you'll probably also enjoy joining the Discord and chit-chatting there as well, where we talk about more app development and geekery things. Aw, thanks for the follow. Watch. That is why I like my sound pads. Yeah, please feel free, join the Discord. If you follow all that jazz, if you really feel like it, you can also buy me a coffee. There's links everywhere, including right here. If you feel like you want to, feel free to buy me a coffee, or you can also become a patron. Oh, that link is messed up now because I messed up my Stream Elements chat. Cool. But either way, like it's not necessary, but I just thought I'd plug it. I'm trying to be better at this. Kind of like a little bit of what the Patreon gets you, or buying me a coffee and becoming like a member on Buy Me a Coffee gets you, is there is a or becoming a subscriber here on Twitch as well. You could do that. It gets you there. So these streams all expire in 2 weeks. Once these streams expire, they are gone forever unless you are a member of my Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, or a subscriber here on Twitch. If you are, then it unlocks a secret way for you to get access to the YouTube playlists of all these wonderful streams where I just kind of chit chat and work on code. Plus, you'll get added to the list of patrons at the end of my the list of supporters at the end of my YouTube videos, and I'm gonna make a special place on my website. If all that seems cool, or you just want to like help me out, support like this wonderful streaming stuff that I'm doing, then please feel free. If not, just share the stream. It's totally cool, and I will catch you next time.